So we are streaming live on YouTube now. Okay, so once again, I'll introduce myself. My name is Franklin Peters. I'm founder and CEO of Bitfxt Technology. Bitfxt exchange is one of our products, and we have been around for a couple of years now with users from all over the world, especially Nigeria and Asia. And today we are having an AMA session with one of our very own, Mr. Gilead Okonkwo, who is the CEO of Beep Magnet Group. And today he has what I call the hot seat for the exchange. And once we're done with the first introductory session with him, we'll open the floor for you to ask questions based on his company. You're welcome, Mr. Gilead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Frank.
Yeah. All right. So tell us a bit about yourself and
Well, my name is Dr. Gilead Okonkwo. I'm the chairman of Big Magnet International Group. And I'm actually a lover of technology. Been around the technology space for a while. I've also served in various capacities. Well, back when I was actually part of the Bitcoin project, coordinating the African space, and in terms of the African market. And my passion for technology, has looked deeply into what is the current challenge, what is the current problem within our immediate environment. And that has led us to put structures in place to be able to solve problems in Africa. Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much. And I'm sorry for not observing that aspect of your qualification. You're actually Dr. Gilead Okonkwo, not Mr. Gilead Okonkwo. So pardon me on that end. Tell us a bit about Big Magnet Group. We understand that Big Magnets is a group of company that doesn't just focus on cryptocurrencies. So can you tell us a little bit about Big Magnet Group?
Yes, I want to start by saying that Big Magnet Group was established by e-commerce professionals with the burning desire to make a mark in the digital space through e-commerce and blockchain technology. We believe that the next economic wave for Africa is e-commerce and blockchain-driven solution. Our goal is actually to match technology with innovation. That's actually our mantra. That was why we have been able to create various subsidiaries around Big Magnet Group to solve various problems. Now, Big Magnet Group have various subsidiaries that is connected with it. We have BPay System and Technology, which happens to be one of the subsidiaries of Big Magnet Group that is focused on solving payment solutions, using blockchain technology. We also have Mob Games, which happens to be our gaming company that is also focused on using blockchain technology to actually solve some of the challenges associated with the gaming industry. Big Magnet Group, when we look at how can we actually solve some of the related blockchain projects, that was why we decided to create these subsidiary companies. Now, there are about 11 use cases that's associated with Big Magnet Group. These particular use cases are associated with electoral system, solving the problem within the electoral space. We also have solutions that is focused on agriculture. So that's why we have Bip Agro. We also have Bitfxt, which is actually focused on real estate. And at the same time, we also have what we call Biffy Rider, which has to do with technology as a result of transportation management system. So all of this is actually the whole of what we do in Bip Magnet Group. But there's one thing that is underlining, and what is underlining about the solutions that we are providing is that we have decided to create a niche, because what blockchain has become today, without use cases, it is actually difficult for people to actually want to get to understand how they can be a player in it. So based on that, we decided that the niche we are going to carve is to focus on consumer loyalty. So every aspect of the partner group, the integration of these particular subsidiaries is aimed at driving one value. And what is that value? The use case of our digital token. And the area that we want to apply this use case has to do with consumer loyalty. That is where our focus is with regards to the activity that we are doing in Bitcoin International.
All right, thank you for that. So you said something about providing, use cases around your coin, which is BMCT, and you mentioned, in the area of medical, payment, transportation. So does it mean that the token is going to be used as a utility in these three fields? You said something about 11 use cases. Can you give us a rundown of those use cases first?
Okay. Now the use cases that BMCT would actually use include the following.
Would you like to share your screen?
Okay, let me do that. Yeah.
All right, so I will allow you to share your screen. I'll just make you a co-host. All right, go ahead. You can share your screen now.
Okay. Yeah, I can share my screen.
You still can't share your screen?
Yes.
Can you try now?
Okay, yes, I can do that now.
Okay.
It's disabled again.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Can you do that now? Try.
Yes.
All right, thanks.
All right, you can see my screen. This is actually the use case that is associated with the BMCT project. We have CC Box, we have BitTube, we have Simple Merchant, we have Mob Doctor, we have Bip Healthcare, we have Quick Credit Africa, we have e-voting, we have Laundromat, we have Mob Games, and then we have the Qtrade AI. These are the use cases that is associated with Bitcoin International Group. The goal is to connect our coin to drive adoption, focusing on consumer loyalty. Now, I'll have to pick each of these particular use cases and then talk about the interconnectivity of what we have created in this particular project. The first of what we did with regards to our project is CC Box. CC Box is one of our first projects, which was aimed at attracting female into the blockchain space. So we developed a sanitary product, which of course, when you actually buy this particular sanitary product, inside the sanitary product, there is a crypto cashback voucher. The idea is that if women or women who buy our sanitary product, they can actually scan this particular voucher and then they can earn BMT token as a loyalty. The idea is that since it's reusable, as more people or as more women actually use this particular sanitary product, it will create value for the BMCT project. So that was why we created that. And since the women are not playing so much, we decided to drive this. And CBOX actually eventually gave birth to CC Power, which has to do with the aspect of our project that is empowering women, whereby we give out free sanitary product to young girls who are not able to afford one. So that's the focus of that particular project. I want to talk about another use case that is also integrated, but this is not yet live, but it's actually also under development, which is the Mob Doctor. We created, or we are currently, in fact, we are at least 90% with regards to the Mob Doctor application. The idea behind the Mob Doctor application is aimed that a lot of people have actually had some challenge because of medical consulting. I would use an example that happened in my family because when my father was actually sick, we did a test diagnosis here in Nigeria. And what happened eventually was that they said something different. When we took that particular result and sent it to India, it came out another result. It's actually alarming. You can imagine when we did a test and the test came out and they said my father was born without a kidney. But when we went to India and they looked at the test results, they only said that it was, the kidney actually was shrink. That will tell you some of the challenges. Now, I know what it took us to be able to get this result and get a hospital in India. So we said, how can we actually solve this particular issue? So that was what led to the development of Mob Doctor, whereby we are going to bring together international doctors who are going to be enlisted on that particular application, and clients or patients or users in Nigeria or different part of the world who are actually on that same application can easily connect to this particular doctor, and through a particular subscription, but this time around, this subscription is actually going to be through our coin. With that, you will be able to now get access to actually connect with a doctor who should be able to, you can be able to, through the application, send your result, your diagnosis result. And then we're also looking at a device which is actually going to be connected to that particular application, which you can actually put on you, and then the doctor can be able to read that particular result. So that was what was behind the development of the Mob Doctor application. And we are making serious progress. Close to about 90% of the job of this application is already done. So the goal is actually driving adoption, driving use case of the BMCT form. Now, another aspect which we actually created, or which we are going to give attention to in the future, is actually what we call the Quick Credit Africa, which has to do with credit facility, but this time around it's going to be powered with the blockchain. Then we also have laundromat. Laundromat is also another use case that from our roadmap, we are looking at first quarter of next year. A laundromat should actually be established. We're going to start first in Nigeria and then extend that to different parts of Africa. What's the simple goal? The goal of the laundromat project is to create use case, to create usability of our coins and tokens, to create usability. And the reason why we say that is when you have created a particular coin or token, if you do not actually create where this particular token is actually used, then it becomes a challenge. So think about the situation. From next year, laundromat would actually be in different or in major cities. And the only medium of actually using our service is actually going to be through the BMT token. So what this simply means is that at this particular location or this laundry centers, when you go there because it's a service that is consumed by the group, you would spend what BMT or BMCT in this particular location. Mob Games, like I said earlier, is our gaming company. We are currently developing 6 games, and these particular games would support our coins and token. The idea is that with these particular coins and token, we can play tournaments. Now, incentivizing games is going to make a lot of sense, and that's why we say that this particular mob games is very dear to us. And from our roadmap, we are looking at by September, we should be launching 4 games, which is actually going to support BMCT and BMT in the market. Then the last but not the least is actually the Qtrade AI portal. The Qtrade AI portal is a platform where we're actually using to actually distribute our tokens, our coins, our masternodes, and then we're also using that particular platform to integrate with strategic partners in various aspects. Currently now on the Qtrade AI portal, we have a project that's actually running on that portal, which is going to support so much adoption of the BMT token. The idea is that with Qtrade AI, we would actually be driving what we call revenue share on our platform. So these are the use cases that is associated with Bitmagnet Group, and we are working from a traditional into the blockchain related space. But the fundamental is that each of these particular subsidiaries of Bitmagnet Group, the idea is that whatever services, whatever product that we are offering to the public, we have found a way to connect the BMT as an incentive or as a loyalty, because we are the first consumer of this particular token, proving one point that this particular coin and token is actually valuable on our ecosystem. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. So one thing that is very synonymous with your project is that, I think it was through BMCT that I heard about consumer loyalty on the blockchain for the first time. And it's really amazing and nice to know that, so far it's still the leading consumer loyalty token in Nigeria or Africa. And tell us what inspired your, I think you said something like that, briefly. I want you to iterate more on the reason why you decided to pitch your tent on consumer loyalty. I want you to elaborate more on that too.
The reason why I pitched my tent on consumer loyalty is that the fact is that the consumer loyalty space is a huge industry, but many people or many organizations have not really tapped into it. Why? Virtually every organization wants to keep their customer. And this organization that wants to keep their customer, traditionally speaking, they have actually rewarded customers in one way or the other. And one of the key things that we have seen with the traditional way loyalty is being distributed is that it is actually slow. Why? Take, for example, if you actually go to ShopRite or go to Games to actually buy something, most times, many organizations give you loyalty either in cards, you get it? And that particular card, what is credited into it is points. Now, this particular point that is given to you, you must spend this particular point in that particular organization. And that's limiting. Secondly, we get bored when we have so many gift cards. Sometimes we forget them at home, so we do not use them again. So the purpose of the loyalty that you receive from a merchant is actually what defeated. So when I looked into this particular issue, I said, what can we do? What better way can we make loyalty interesting and exciting? And that was why it gave birth to our core involvement in consumer loyalty. We are not, blockchain is so many. We have decided to narrow down to what? To loyalty. Now, what we hope to achieve with this particular project is this: that if you receive loyalty from Bitmagnet merchants or Bitmagnet partners or from any of the subsidiaries of Bitmagnet, the idea is that you can actually hold on or keep this particular loyalty rewards, and it is secure because it is a crypto token. So that company itself does not have control. That's what we're talking about, decentralization. So the whole idea is that if I receive a token that is within my coffers, within my control, and that I can actually go to an exchange and then trade this particular token for value, then the question is, if we have two organizations, one is giving you points, and another one is saying, if you actually spend in our organization, we're going to give you a crypto token. The question is, which organization will you go and then actually would buy or remain loyal to? The obvious answer with what has happened within the cryptocurrency space and within the digital asset space, many who understand how powerful digital asset is and the value of appreciation would now begin to actually get connected with what we digital asset. And that is why we are actually focused there. So customers earn or gain more what? More value, and they remain loyal to you. Secondly, it is decentralized. I can actually get a token from merchant A, I can actually spend it in the merchant B, and then I can actually hold on to it and later on in the future pass it on to my children. Because if I continue to buy something from a particular organization that gives me BMT as a loyalty, I could pass that as an inheritance to my child. All I need to do is to actually transfer from my wallet to the wallet of my child, and then ensure that my child actually have access to the private key, and that my child continues from where I stop. So this is part of the reasons why we decided to actually see how we can now make consumer loyalty in cryptocurrency, crypto tokens, to be the norm and not to be easy for players, individuals who are coming into, to be easy for merchants to actually begin to accept this particular token and then retain their customers. So this is part of the reason why we decided to expand this particular industry and get as many merchants as possible, but take the leading role in proving one point, that through our subsidiaries, you can earn this particular token and then you can actually spend it among our group. And at the same time, as we expand, getting more merchants to be part of what we do, you can also spend this particular tokens in this particular merchant location.
All right, well explained. Thank you so much for that. So since it's a loyalty token, does it mean your holders are not supposed to buy the coin? Loyalty, as I understand, is more of a reward. Does it mean it's I can't come to BMCT and say I want to buy BM token? Or can I?
Good. Now, the point is that yes, on our platform, you cannot actually come to Bitfxt Group and then say you want to buy the token. It's not possible. You cannot do that. We don't sell our tokens to people. We don't. But if you actually subscribe to services within Bitfxt Group, you earn this particular token. So it comes as as an incentive. You earn that. Secondly, BMT is also listed on exchange, and that's the exciting thing about it. We have also created an opportunity for people to take advantage of the token. What have we done? We have created an opportunity for individuals to go directly to the exchange and then buy from the exchange. The idea is that individuals, in one way or the other, who have actually subscribed to any of our services and products, who have earned that, can actually go to the exchange and then buy from those who have actually received this particular tokens. Secondly, in order for us to actually get a lot of attraction to be part of this, we have also worked with Bitfxt to see to it that our token is stakeable. So what that means is that if you actually are able to buy, if you are able to buy a particular unit of BMT on the exchange, there is an opportunity for you to take advantage of staking the token now, because there's a 24% reward that you are actually going to get directly from the exchange. The reason is that all through our project, we are not associated with ICO. We didn't do anything related to ICO. So we cannot hear BMCT or BMT in terms of doing ICO, and we do not plan to do any ICO, because our token economics is actually quite unique. And as we unveil our use cases, it is actually going to absorb and consume this particular world token. So the only way that you can actually get BMT as we speak is one. It's either you actually subscribe to product and services associated with Bitmarket Group, or you actually buy from merchants that is actually connected with Bitmarket Group, because we have created a masternode system whereby merchants can actually subscribe to or support the development of our project, and they have what we call masternode holdings. Now, that holdings that they have comes with reward. The reward that they get from their masternode holdings, they can actually gift it out to their customers for them to actually keep buying from them. Now, when these customers actually get this particular token, they have a choice to spend it in this same merchant location, or to swap it and go to the exchange and then stake on the Bitfxt exchange. So that's how our project is designed. So it's either you get it from our product or services, or you get it from merchant, or you actually buy from those who have already earned this particular token from merchant or from project and services that is there with the partner.
All right. So if I understood everything you said, let's assume I'm a merchant and I've adopted BMCT as my loyalty token to give to my customers who are loyal to me. I cannot come to Beep Magnet Group and say, I want to buy BM token. What I will need to do is to either go to the exchange where other people who have been rewarded with the token are trading the token and buy from them, or I buy from other merchants who have a stake on your masternode, and those are the only two ways I can get it. Or I subscribe to solutions or businesses that are connected to BMC token, and I earn it as a reward. So if I may ask, I've seen we have actually two of your tokens listed, BMCT and BMT. What is the difference between the two tokens?
Okay, now the BMC token, so we have BMCT and we have BMT. The BMCT is our native coin. BMCT is our native coin, while BMT is Beep Magnet token. So when we say native, what it means that, yes, we have our own independent blockchain, and that particular blockchain runs on masternode algorithm. So what that means is that individuals who have equity shares on the BMCT masternode have a contract for 100 years. So that's the way that new BMCT come into circulation. But when we started this particular project, we started from the BMCT. But along the line, as we actually developed, we discovered one major challenge, because we are trying to combine private blockchain and public blockchain. So we are very happy to say that we have been able to merge private and public blockchain. The private blockchain is the BMCT. The public blockchain is BMT, because BMT is an ERC20 on Ethereum blockchain. So our model currently now is that we are focused on BMT. Why? Because we are in the last press release which we sent out, BMCT is going to be delisted from all exchanges where it is listed. Why? Because our focus is not going to be on what? On BMT. Reason being that individuals who earn BMCT from either our masternode algorithm, who earn BMCT from merchant partners who have a stake in the masternode, they cannot actually trade BMCT. So we are projecting BMT as the only tradable token on our project. But BMCT can be on a pair-to-pair. So what that means is that if I have earned BMCT from a merchant, if I want to trade it, I need to swap BMCT into what? BMT. Then I can actually trade BMT. This is exciting because it affords proper decentralization. So if you are a holder of BMCT, note that I think effective for next month, the point is that you need to actually swap it into what? BMT. So our focus currently now on our project is to get BMT in as major platform as possible. And it also affords us ease for us to get listed. on major exchange. That was part of the challenges which we had during the time of listing BMCT, because it was a native blockchain. It cost us more. Are you getting it? And then it was not easy for us to actually get in. So the project focus now is that BMT is actually our ERC20 token that's actually connected with all our projects that we are projecting at this point in time.
All right, thank you. So before I continue, I'm going to allow, if you have any question, you can just put up your hand and I'll queue you up. And you can ask. If you have any question, put up your hand and I'll queue you up. You can ask. And if you don't want to ask, you can also type it out on the chat box and we'll read it out. All right, so okay. What's the current price of BMT? What determines the price?
Of course, the determination of the price is actually, of course, the force of demand and supply. That's why we said on the exchange, it is subject to what the exchange is actually saying. So currently now, BMT is actually listed on Bitfxt. But truth be told, our project is actually quite unique. And the more we grow our use cases in terms of adoption, the more the value of our token would actually be in circulation. Secondly, if you go to the exchange currently now, BMT is, I think it's about between 2,000 and 2,500. That's what it's actually on the exchange. And we are really focused on using what we call the markup psychology. So as more individuals begin to subscribe to our project, so we are very much concerned or focused on real projects to drive the demand of what? Of BMT. That's our focus. Real projects. So there are two ways that an individual can take advantage of this particular value proposition. Why? Because currently now, if an individual is able to buy BMT from the exchange, you have an opportunity to begin to stake it. So take, for example, you have 50,000 naira, and then you are able to go to Bitfxt, and then you buy BMT. You can immediately enable your staking reward in Bitfxt. That gives you an opportunity for you to enjoy a 24% daily, an annual reward for 1 year. And this particular reward you are getting is actually dropping into your account. That means you can also trade your reward on the exchange. So that's exactly the determining factor of the value of BMT. We are very much confident that in the next 6 to 90 days, with the launch of our gaming application, the mass launch of our revenue share program, this will now begin to create massive momentum, because there are a lot of people that are actually going to be demanding of this particular token. And then we are also currently, by next month, enabling BMT as an option of payment in our platform. So we have actually categorized some of our packages in our platform to use BMT to make that payment. So imagine if you have BMT and more people want to subscribe to packages in our platform, requesting or needing BMT, that's actually going to create a lot of demand too of the token on the exchange.
All right, so thank you for that. Anybody who has questions, don't forget to type in the chat box or raise your hand, and I will call on you. Okay, we have one question here, David F. Young. I'm going to unmute you. I'll make it as brief as possible and straight to the point as possible. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you so much. I heard what you said. That means you guys are running an hybrid blockchain currently, because it's made with two blockchains. Okay, so I want to know the max supply of these two coins, two tokens. Okay, the token, because BMCT is a coins. Why BMCT is a token? I want to know the max supply of these coins, sir.
The maximum supply is actually 30 million. So now look at how the algorithm works. For BMCT, the max supply of BMCT in 100 years, because the way it actually runs is that the initial token or the initial coin that started the blockchain, is actually the initial pre-mined coins is actually worth 10 million. The initial pre-mined coins is actually worth 10 million, and the algorithm is that within a space of 100 years, this particular master node, because this particular 10 million is actually, running the master node of the blockchain. Now, within a period of 100 years, that is a total of 20 million would actually be in supply. And the algorithm is that the initial 10 million pre-mined coins will not see the light of day. So invariably, in the native blockchain, the total supply is actually 20 million. Now, in the BMT, our total supply is also worth 30 million. So the idea now is that individuals who are going to swap BMCT to BMT is actually worth 20 million. So what is now available in BMT is actually worth 10 million. So 20 million plus 10 million is total. So they are running the same token supply, a total of what 30 million that is actually worth on the blockchain, on both blockchain.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. So, Scarlet Media, you have a question, straight to the point, brief.
Okay, sir. So, from what you said, it's obvious that the coin is particularly, I think, scarce by definition. The thing is, if I should purchase, let's say the CC, any of the CC products. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So if I should purchase any of the products, first of all, what currency am I to pay with? And secondly, am I going to be given like a reward with your token? Then how many exchanges so far has it been listed on apart from Bitfxt?
Okay. Of course, when you actually buy CC box, you actually pay with Naira. But the point there is that inside the sanitary pad, there is a voucher. Now, if you actually go to Play Store and search for CC box, you will actually see our application. Now, once you register in CC box, there's a section for you to actually enter the token voucher. As soon as you enter that, two things actually happen. The individual who have actually referred you to use our sanitary product get a cashback reward in fiat. While you who have actually scanned that particular voucher, you would actually get BMC token on your wallet. So once you have that credited into your CC Box wallet application, now CC Box actually would swap that particular token into your BMT wallet. So that is why in the CC Box portal, you are expected to update your BMT and your BMCT wallet addresses there. So that is where we do the swap. So you pay with cash, but scan the voucher, and then you earn the token for actually scanning the voucher. And the person who have actually recommended or referred you to use our sanitary product gets a fiat cashback. Now, on the question of where the token is listed. Okay, currently we have BMCT and BMT listed in Bitfxt and Niger Crypto. Bitfxt and Niger Crypto, and that's where we have this particular two tokens actually listed. But we are working hard to actually see that we expand, you get it to other exchange. But currently now, BMT is listed in Bitfxt for now.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you for that. You have more questions? Scarlett?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right, David.
Okay, so I've heard of CC Box, but I didn't know that it was actually from big market. So where can we acquire this product like the pad? Is it available in all stores or just some particular stores for now?
Of course, there is so much opportunity. In fact, currently now we are putting structures for what we call stockists currently now across Nigeria, because we have some pharmacy stores that have the products. we also have some centers in some states. Like in Anambra, there are some selected stores that we have the product. In Port Harcourt, we also have some selected stores, we have the product. And in Lagos, we also have some selected pharmacy stores that we have the product. But part of the campaign that our team is actually working on now, because we have actually added something more to our product line, which is the Bip Agro, which is what we are going to be showcasing effective from July. We get in July, we are going to now be talking about Bip Agro. Bip Agro has to do with our soup recipe. So now we now have African Nigerian soup, which include ogbolo, egusi, banga, begri, stew, and all of that. So we have that product. In 15 minutes, you will have this particular soup ready. So at our stockist center, so one can actually apply to become a stockist. And then in these centers, through our platform, you can go to this particular location to either pick the CC box or to pick our agro product. So this is actually the mode of distributions that we are currently doing at this particular point in time.
All right, so a lot is in stock on the BMC on the Big Magnet project. But my question is this: what is Big Magnet doing to get this information out there for more people to get to know about the services and product that you offer?
Good. I think that particular question is very peculiar, and that is why every particular thing is actually one step at a time. First of all, we needed to actually ensure that we have the product and the service. And that's why we are different from many other projects that actually is only interested in selling of coins and tokens. We are interested in actually building businesses that will actually use this particular token. And this is actually costing us money. So when we are talking about advertising, are you getting it? We are advertising our service. Now, effective from July, we would actually be all out. When I mean all out, because the key that is actually going to drive our token would actually be born. So I want to summarize. There are basically 4 things that Big Magnet has been working over the years, which effective from September, between now and September, we are now going to actually begin to showcase or begin to make all the necessary noise, because this is going to be in the hands of so many. The very first of it is one, we call it the GEI, the Global Empowerment Initiative, where we are actually willing to share revenue with our members, and they earn every day and then withdraw on a weekly basis. So once you actually subscribe to GEI, one of the benefits that you stand to gain is that you will be accumulating BMCT, which you will swap to BMT and also stake that. So that is exciting, because within this post-COVID-19, many people today are asking how they're going to survive. So we looked at it and put our businesses together, and we are ready to share revenue with our members. So once you actually come on board on our platform and you subscribe to our revenue share, you would actually be earning both cash commission, and then you also be earning BMT. BMCT, which you can swap to BMT. That's one of the key projects that would announce what Big Magnet is actually doing. Secondly, we just concluded our Bip Agro, which is actually focused on our soup recipe, because everybody loves food. So we've been able to create a soup recipe whereby when you actually subscribe on the GEI platform, either on the mini or the combo pack, that gives you opportunity to select 5 soup recipe or to select 3 soup recipe. You get it. For doing that on our platform, that would actually incentivize you with BMCT, which you can swap to BMT. So imagine across Nigeria, even internationally, we are already concluding partnership in America, in Europe, especially our Nigerian brothers who are there that wants to get a taste of Nigerian soup. In 15 minutes, that will actually be provided. So we've actually concluded that. This is part of the product we're actually going to be sharing. So we're going to be advertising. So when you begin to see Bip Agro adverts, know that we are advertising our token and our coin, because it is connected. Then we now talk about the mob games. So by September, we will be making a public announcement of the launch of mob games. You need to watch out for that. That is why if you have not gotten BMT, this is the time for you to do that. Because once the mob games is actually launched, the idea is that you can only play tournaments on our application with BMT. So if you have actually acquired BMT now at the current prevailing price, the bottom line is you stand the chance to use that same token to play tournament and then get rewarded. Then we are now talking about the Biffy Riders. So Biffy Riders is our Uber application, which we're already 60% in development. So we're looking at max by November. Biffy Riders should be everywhere. That is supporting alternative option of payment. And the alternative there is actually BMT. So we are focused not just on people buying token. No, we are focused on developing businesses that would consume this particular token. So the best thing that can happen to you now is if you are smart enough that you are able to connect with any of our product now that is issuing you this particular token, fine and good. Or you go to Bitfxt, individuals who have already received it, that wants to trade it, you can quickly buy from them. And once you buy, please do not be in a hurry to actually give it out, because our token is very, very limited. The total 30 million token of our project, the total 30 million will be in existence, will be fully in circulation within a period of 100 years. That's how dynamic our token economics is. And that is why you cannot easily find BMT or BMCT in the hands of everybody. If you do not subscribe to our service, you cannot get it. You get it. You cannot get that. So that's exactly what we are doing. So within the next 60 days, machinery is in place to advertise our company's product and services and then showcase the loyalty. So once you are using our service, you are indirectly earning our token. And once you earn that, you will now see that there are more people who are actually looking for that particular token, because on our platform, we are also giving out that particular token. And where do we get it? We buy too from the public market. So that's how we design our system. That not only are we giving, but we have also created a mechanism to also buy this particular token. So once we have given to you, and then you are now actually going to the exchange to trade it, our subsidiary is also right there on the exchange to also buy, so that we can actually give it out to individuals who have subscribed to our service. Because we are also merchants that is also consuming this particular token.
All right, thank you so much. And I think this is where we'll start rounding it off. One final question I have, two questions I have. Do you have a forum where people can learn more about the products and the services that your company offers, alongside with the blockchain and the cryptocurrency called BMCT?
Of course we do. Of course we have our social media handle. If you, that's why we're using this opportunity to know more. We have two platforms. On Telegram, you can search for BMC token, and then also on GEI, which is the Global Empowerment Initiative platform. So these two platforms are places where we can actually now connect with you directly and then begin to talk. Now, once you are connected with this platform, time to time, we actually organize Zoom training, because education is key, and we believe in the youth market to be able to educate youths about the value of a digital asset, about how digital asset can actually solve problems, as we say, to consumer loyalty. So that's exactly the two forums that is open. And then from time to time, we are also organizing seminars. But because of this COVID-19, we are now doing that on the online frontier for now. So individuals who are associated with Global Empowerment Initiative, one of the benefits of being a member is that you are going to get first-hand training on blockchain, the basics of blockchain. You're going to understand markup psychology. You're going to understand trading. These are the benefits that you start to gain when you identify with us. So this platform is what we actually use to create further education and enlightenment within the youth market.
Okay. One last person has a question. Emmanuel Bantiful, your hand has been up. Really sorry I didn't see that on time. And Scarlet Media, do you still have another question? Is it that your hand is mistakenly raised?
Yes, sir. I have one more question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, about the subscription part, is it compulsory for someone who wants to purchase the product to subscribe? Because sometimes you may want to refer someone. Let's say I want to refer another lady that wants to purchase any of the feminine products, and she wants to quickly purchase it. Does she have to go through the subscribing before getting the products? Did you get my question, sir?
I didn't get your question.
Your voice was breaking. You said, does the person have to go through where?
Yes, for someone to use the product, let's say someone I refer to purchase the product, does the person have to compulsorily register and subscribe before getting the product, or is there a straightforward way to get it without subscribing?
Yes, of course. Like I said, if you go to a store and you want to actually buy on our stores, the point is that if you go to a pharmacy store and you want to buy, you can go there and you can actually buy. And once you buy that particular product, the voucher is actually inside. But in order for you to actually want to redeem that particular value, even if you bought it from the store, the point is that you need to actually have an account. So if nobody has referred you and then you just bought it, you get it. Then when you scan that particular stuff, you get the value. You get it. So that's how the sanitary part works. But we are trying to also enhance that through our stocking center. So what we are trying to do is to create a way whereby individuals who are members of Global Empowerment Initiative, you can actually now buy or order the sanitary product from your account. So once you order that directly from your account, you now go to any of our stocking center and pick the product. So this is what we are currently doing at this particular point in time.
All right, so the last question goes to, all right, okay, thank you. The last question is from Mr. Emmanuel Bountiful. Quick and concise.
Okay. I want to ask two questions. One, the question is, how do small businesses integrate these solutions of loyalty? Because from what I've listened to, it's about loyalty solutions and the rest of that. So how do small businesses integrate these loyalty solutions to their business? And secondly, I also want to ask, because I'm just hearing about these BIP token, right? And Mr. Frank rightly asked, what are the other modules of trying to reach out to people, trying to tell people about these token? What other plans do you have apart from using social media and all that to reach out to people? So that's basically my question.
Okay, like I said, we are, because our token, our project is actually unique. What we want is that let the services that we render, so that's why we are focusing more on advertising our the products and the services that we have. Of course, we've been actually, Bitmagnet has been sponsoring a couple of projects in the past. We have actually sponsored some blockchain related projects where we actually do presentations to let people know about the services that we are offering. So such forums is also there. Within the university, because that's also a youth market, we have also created plans for ambassadors. We call them BFCT advocates. So we create opportunity that you can actually become an advocate, where you become an ambassador to talk about the BMCT project and our tokens and our coins. You get it? Then these are basically the organic way that we want to actually push in terms of awareness of this particular token. You get it? Because the truth is this: since we did not do ICO and we are not ready to do that, it's not just all about buying of BMCT. No, it's all about looking at where we are going and watching out for the use cases that we are releasing in the market. So if you are seeing where we are going with regards to our use cases as we release them, then you can actually take a bold step to actually go to the exchange and then get it. And the best time to actually get BMT now is to actually, at this point, go to the Bitfxt exchange buy whatever unit you can actually buy from that particular point. Take advantage of the staking. That's also what possible at this particular point in time. So watch out for CC box advertising, BPAC Group products and services, Beefy Riders, and then watch out for mob games. These are products. Whenever you hear them, know that it has a corresponding connection with the BMT token.
All right, thank you so much, and thank you everybody that participated in this AMA session. Thank you everybody that asked questions. I believe your questions and the answers that we're giving, would somehow make it a little bit clearer to other people who probably did not have questions to ask. And we had a lot of amazing people in this AMS session. We really appreciate that you took out your time to join. And we're going to be having more AMS sessions subsequently within the week and the coming weeks and coming months with several other cryptocurrency projects that are set in our exchange and the ones that are yet to be listed, but they are to be heard among the community. So if you have any further question, feel free to contact BMCT. You can go to their website. I believe there's a chat session or an contact email session where you can ask questions. And we are going to send out a press release or a newsletter, summarizing this session, this AMA session, and we're going to include some of their direct contact link in the newsletter. So thank you all for attending. We really do appreciate. In subsequent ones, share your link, whatever link that we put out there, share it so that we'll have more people, attend. We really appreciate your presence, and we'll have to call it a day. Do have a wonderful day. Thank you, Mr. Dr. Gillard Okonkwo, for gracing this event. We really appreciate your presence.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Do have a wonderful day, everybody.
All right.
Bye.